Okay, so I think that's actually a great topic that we should expand upon because I would say that probably most would answer in the same way. There's people out there who do this for a living. And again, everyone's demographic is going to be a little bit different and unique based off where you are, which is why I will say it's important to know your own data. But based off NAR's data, where every March they do a trends report of who's buying and selling, and most don't realize that the largest demographic depends on if you put baby boomers into one demographic. If you put baby boomers into one, it was actually the boomers who were the largest demographic who actually bought and sold for that matter last year. So my question to you all is, are you just regurgitating what you think you're supposed to be doing, or like where is the money right now? Who's buying? Why are they buying? How clear are we on that? So if you break down the demographics, and some break down the baby boomers from like the younger boomers, which is from ages 58 to 67, that would be younger. And then the older boomers are from 68 to 74. So if you break the demographic up, then technically speaking, by 1%, the Gen Xers with the average age of 50, okay, but the Gen X group was the largest demographic who bought last year. So the Gen X was 24%, and the younger boomers were 23% of the market, with the average age of being 63. Second to that is the older boomers. So again, remember it was 68 to 76-year-olds with the average age of 71. They were the next largest demographic, tied with older millennials or Gen Y. Older millennials are from 33 to 42 years of age. They were both tied at 16%. So again, it's number one is Gen X, number two is the younger boomers, and then tied for third is the older millennials and the older baby boomers. So we have to chase where the money's at. And to me, I thought, are you serious? It's the boomers that are doing most of the buying and selling. And if like then I stepped back and I'm like, but wait a minute, they're the ones who are most likely selling because they have the most amount of equity in homes that they may have had for a little bit longer because their family is established. They hopefully by now don't have student loan debt. They're a little bit more established in their careers. And so it makes logical sense that even from a life event standpoint, they are the ones who are most likely downsizing, retiring, wanting to get closer to family and friends. But here's the thing, the NAR report even tells you what is the driving factor that causes people of this same report. It explains what's driving the buyers. And so from the Gen X demographic, their largest kind of why behind the reason of buying a home. But when you look at the Gen X, or the 43 to 57-year-olds, the number one response was the desire to own their own home. That was the largest reason. The second largest was the desire to be closer to a job or school. So this should play in your marketing to them. Messages like, are you tired of having the long drive back and forth to work or to school? Or are you tired of living with mom and dad or renting something that you can't call your own? This is what I mean by you have to look at the data so that the market is always driving your marketing. Now, if you look at the younger boomers, when you look at their biggest reason or why that was driving their reason to buy, it was retirement and desire to be closer to family and friends or relatives. The older boomers, which was tied, for the older millennials, their number one response was to be closer to family and friends. So again, this may alter your approach when you're marketing of the age of the person that you have in some of your images and the messaging, because we should always be focusing on, again, the lifestyle that these people are wanting when they're choosing to buy.